All right, so we made a huge release on random battle strategies. Now let's watch some actual random battles and see what goes on. So we're just going to skip right to the end on this one because I want you to see the team and it's a replay. And almost there. Tap in, tap in. There we go. Okay, so I have Golbat, Magnemite, Dragonite, Abra, Grimer, and Persian. Okay, so let's go ahead and reset this and watch the action. We start Golbat Voltorb. Voltorb can kill me instantly with a crit, and he has a magnificent crit rate, second best in the meta, I believe. So I don't even want to be tricky right here. I'm just going to go right to the safe play. I'm going to go right to Magnemite. And if he paralyzes me, that's fine. Like, in the opening move, and RSS is pretty good too, so I'm not trying to play with him. I ain't trying to play, you get what I'm saying? So if he wanted to be tricky and go Thunder Wave, like predicting a switch, it would have been a better option for me to go to Magnemite anyway, because I could have died instantly. And then he's going to go to Vileplume. I'm going to hit the Thunder Wave on that. He wants to protect his high-speed Voltorb, and I'm going to go right back to Golbat. Why do I choose Golbat as my tribute to the sleep move? Well, based on what I know he has a Voltorb that can kill Golbat instantly. And I'm thinking of my other Pokemon, Dragonite, Persian, Grimer, and I already forgot what the last one was. Dragonite, Persian, Grimer, and Primeape? I don't know. Who cares? Anyway, basically my logic is Golbat is the most useless to me at the moment. He doesn't have any status moves, and he can die instantly to the threat I see right now, so I am fine putting him out for this Vileplume to go to sleep. And if the Vileplume misses, I'm going to Parafuse him, and he might not move at all. So it's pretty good odds for me. So we're going to paralyze him. He's going to hit himself. I'm also going to hit him. And I'm pretty sure he just hits himself until he dies, which is huge. That is huge for me. So I dodge the sleep entirely right here, and he's going to go to Eevee, right? And I stay in on the Eevee. And I really want to know what my last one was. So we're just going to go all the way. Abra. It was Abra, right? Abra. Okay, good. And we're going to skip on back. I know it's kind of ghetto, but we gotta do what we gotta do. Okay. So. Right, he goes Eevee. I keep Golbat in. There's nothing particularly I want to eat an Eevee Body Slam. And I'm just glad he didn't put Voltorb back in. So, basically, what's the strategy I'm using here? So I'm doing a little bit of hiding right now. I want to hide my other things, because I have options here. You have a lot of options in the early game. I could go Persian on the Body Slam. I could go Dragonite and paralyze the Eevee. There's a lot of things I could do, but I'm not going to do. So Persian's fast, he's a hard hitter, and we already talked about saving your aces for last, especially things with high speed tiers that can potentially win you the game out of pure luck. So by using the hiding strategy, I'm hiding the rest of what I have. My opponent can't make a plan, and I'm also getting the most possible value out of this Golbat that I really don't need for the end game. So we're going to play it forward. I'm going to confuse him again. He's going to hit himself. Love to see it, as long as it's not me. And he's going to say screw it and go back to Voltorb. In which case, I'm going to go back to Magnemite. I don't have any problem with that. I don't have any problem with this rotation right now. I'm feeling pretty safe at the moment. And he keeps it in to get paralyzed, so that's a huge speed tier on his side that is not a threat to me anymore. So that's another huge move for me, is I slowed down the Voltorb. So he's going to go Magmar here, and he's going to go for the Parafusion, which is a great play for anyone, because Parafusion gives you really bad odds of moving at all. Dang it. I'm sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. I pressed the wrong button. Okay. Good, we're back. All right, so he's going to Parafuse, and I'm going to say no to that. I really don't want to stay on that, because I'm probably just going to die. I'm going to hit myself. I'm going to get full parried. No thanks. And I'm really hoping he did the Fire Blast, and I hoped right. So I go out to block it with Dragonite, and pretty much I can't see what he has, so anywhere I move from here is preferable to the situation I was in. So the Voltorb can't outspeed me, and this Dragonite doesn't have Thunder Wave either. It has Body Slam, Hyper Beam, Blizzard, and Thunderbolt. He's going to go Blastoise, and that's a yikes for me. It's a yikes for me, my guy, because Blastoise is faster and he can kill me with a Blizzard. So I don't want that to happen, and I decide to pop my Abra right about here in the mid-game to block this Blizzard. And I make a good prediction here. I thought that if I went to Abra, he was going to want to Body Slam me, and my Abra had counter. So I made kind of a risky play here, because tricking skilled opponents with counter is very difficult, just because they know all the Pokemon that counter can be on, and if they're really smart, they're going to test first, but sometimes they'll just take the risk. So I put in Abra, and I made a huge gamble here on him doing Body Slam. And there's also a chance that I could have gotten full paralyzed and not done the counter at all, so keep that in mind. But this is kind of a critical move for me, because I want this Blastoise gone. He's problematic for me. So I am willing to put up my Abra to get rid of this Blastoise and gamble it all on a counter, and it actually ends up working. So he's, oh, Abra, I want to paralyze you, and then he's going to do the Body Slam, and I read it perfectly and get off some really great damage on that Blastoise. He's going to go into his own Abra here to block the Psychic, and if I'm really, really lucky, I will get to move first and also paralyze this Abra, which would just be enormous for me. I get the drop on it, and I move first off the switch. He kills me instantly with a Seismic Toss, and then I'm going to go back to Golbat. I'm going to go to a Poison on a Psychic. Whoa, controversial move, but let's think about this for a second. Let's look at the opponent's team. Right. He's not in a good situation, and I am. So I have some leeway here, right? RSS is a good player, so I don't want to screw around. There are certain things I can do on this turn that would, I could just go straight for the throat. I could just go straight for the kill on this. I could have put in Persian, killed this Abra right away, but he could also switch out and, sequence in a way that makes him very difficult to kill. So I want the best possible endgame. So you're going to see a little bit of the reverse hierarchy in action right now because of the situation that I'm in and the leeway that I have. So he's no dummy. He's not going to let me take him down easily. He's not easy to kill. So I am going to sequence out my more worthless Pokemon first, so that I can zone him in the end game and put him in a situation where he can't possibly win, because I'm saving all of my killers for the rear flank, not the rear flank, for the rear line. So this is the reverse hierarchy in its best possible action. That's why I sent out Golbat, is because Golbat is still the most useless to me. This Abra's already paralyzed. I can parafuse it and even have a good chance of killing it. And if he wants to switch something else in, that's fine, because Golbat is the one that I want to die first. So that was my reasoning on that. So he's going to go Magmar. I'm going to get the Parafusion on Magmar, which is great. I'm just zoning him really well right now by using my effectiveness in reverse order. So we're going to duke it out for a little bit here. I'm not going to switch out on this Confusion. I'm right where I want to be. I don't even care if I die. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Kill me. I don't care. And I'm going to go Grimer here. And my last is Persian. So as you can see, Grimer is clearly the least viable out of the four that I have left. So that's naturally the play that I'm going to make. He's going to confuse me again. We hate that. If it's us. If it's them, we love it. We love it. Luckily, I get really lucky here, and I take down the Magmar. He's going to go Blastoise. Doesn't kill me. Grimer's got some good HP. I'm going to Mega Drain for those huge gains. Those huge gains that I get to my HP bar. Alright, so he's going to take down the Grimer, and I'm going to go Magnemite. Magnemite is already paralyzed. And I know Eevee wants to pop off a Body Slam, and I don't want to expose my Dragonite to Eevee yet, and I absolutely want Persian as my ace in the hole in my back pocket to lay the finish. So Magnemite was already paralyzed. That was my logic for throwing him out there. I can, if I don't get full paired or crit, I could pop off a paralysis on this Eevee. If I do go down under unfortunate circumstances, I can still paralyze the Eevee. Well, actually, no, I can't. I don't have Thunder Wave. And then I guess in that situation, it would just be like reverse damage sequencing, in which I would send out Dragonite first, and then, let me think, if I had Hyper Beam, could potentially take down the Voltorb. I may have even gone Persian Dragonite in that situation, because depending on whether or not I had Hyper Beam on Persian, I can't quite remember. But whatever ends in me popping off the most damage on Abra and Voltorb is ultimately what I was going to do. But I do get the paralysis on Eevee, and Eevee gets just hacked into oblivion right here, and I take it down, which is just perfect for me. And at this point, it's a wrap for him. There's nowhere he can go. I've got him lined up, right? He doesn't like it very much. He's petty. He quits on me. He wants me to wait. He wants to act like a child and throw a tantrum. But at the end here, I do pop Persian just to kind of let him know that he never had a chance in the world. That's on me, guys. That's on me. I wanted to flex on him a little bit. Like, you thought, but no, there's a Persian here. So it's not that bad. But all right, so let's move on to another one. Yeah, so skipping forward before I start the video feed is actually the move. My brain is very small. I should have just done that to begin with. Sorry for making you sit through me smashing the next turn button until the end. All right, so we have Mr. Mime, Slowbro, Gloom, Licky Tongue, Seadra, and Meowth on this one. I hope you can remember, because I also hope I can remember. So we're going to go back to the start. And Dodrio, Mr. Mime. There's nowhere I want to run. There's nowhere I want to run on Dodrio. It's just, Dodrio's like almost a Tauros in randoms because he just hits so hard. Like, if you don't have a rock type, it's good luck. So I'm just going to keep the Mr. Mime in it. Actually, King Arthur also is Rabbit 13 on Showdown. Sorry, Rabbit, if you were trying to like have a secret identity, because jig's up now, pal. That's on me. That's on me, bro. Anyway, I was trying to talk to him in this match, and his replies weren't showing up, but they do show up in the replay, so I don't know what was going on. I wasn't ignoring you. I just couldn't see your replies. I checked, and I didn't have ignore spectators on, so sorry. Anyway, back to the match. There's nothing I want to do here. I want to keep Mr. Mime in and just battle this, just go head-to-head with this Dodrio and get a paralysis off, right? I mean, there's always the chance he's going to use agility, but he doesn't. He goes out to Kadabra, and I'm like, why? Like, were you expecting a Psychic? What was going on here? I mean, I just didn't really understand, and well, the Thunderbolt comes down for the Dodrio. He goes Seismic Toss, keeps it in, doesn't pivot off, and I get a paralysis on the Kadabra, which is humongous for me. He's going to go Magmar. That's another confusing move. Rabbit, hit me up, dude. Like, I got to know your inner machinations of your mind on this, because I don't get it. So he jumps to Magmar. I have no explanation. I'm not skilled enough to understand these plays. I go Slowbro. I did like that mirror move. And it's ironic that I played you when I was going to do this because you were also in King Eddie's video. So you're just the star of the show, man. I don't know what to tell you. Anyway, I go Slowbro because obviously it's a fire type, but also Slowbro has Thunder Wave. So I didn't want to do Seadra because he was probably going to switch out of that Magmar and I could catch him on the switch with the T-Wave, which is what happens. He goes to a sleeper. And now it's time for me to decide what I want to sacrifice. So I picked Gloom, ultimately, and let's take a look at why. Gloom is the most useless to me in this situation for two reasons. One reason is he has Magmar, and Magmar is cracked Don't sleep on Magmar. 219 speed, level 77, massive fire blast. Just, he's cracked, dude. There's nothing else to say. And also, he already has paralysis on his Kadabra and his Dodrio. So, like, he's too smart to let me drop asleep on him. So I'm not even gonna try it. I'm just gonna sack Gloom completely, because there's little that this Gloom is gonna be doing for me. So take it. I don't care. I'm gonna go Licky Tongue because I'm looking to tank. And what else? Licky Tongue is also already slow, so he was probably going to predict, I mean, he didn't, but this is what I was thinking, that I was going to switch because I didn't want to eat a Psychic on my Poison type. So Licky Tongue's slow. I thought he was going to commit to the Stun Spore. And then once I got the Licky Tongue in, Licky Tongue gets paralyzed. Then I do the Swords Dance, and I can flip stats on the Venonat, I can flip stats on the Dodrio and the Kadabra. And if he brings in Magmar, that's honestly the most problematic for me, because if he confuses me, I'm going to hit myself for double damage, and he can also burn me. So I was kind of I maybe thought I could just jump off the Licky Tongue if he were to call my bluff and go to Seadra. But I go Licky Tongue for those reasons, because I mostly wanted to tank, and then I do. And now I can fire off a momentous Hyper Beam or a Body Slam. I went Hyper Beam there. I didn't want to call a switch on that because his Dodrio's already paralyzed, and I just don't think he would want to save it. So I kind of took a risk there and went for the Hyper Beam. He could have switched into something to eat the Hyper Beam and then do something else to me, but I really didn't think he was going to do that for such a small gain. So he goes Magmar, and yeah, he calls me out. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to risk the burn. I'm not going to hit myself for double damage. No, thank you. I'm going to hop right back to Slowbro. I think he shoots his Confuse right here, and then I'm going to do the Thunder Wave, and he's going to block the Thunder Wave, which is still fine with me. Right, yep. And he gets the crit, like, cracked. I don't know what to tell you. Cracked. Like, look at that crit Fire Blast damage on Slowbro. That's almost half health. That's ridiculous. So yeah, he blocks the Thunder Wave. I'm going to do an Amnesia. He's going to miss the Stun Spore, and I think I'm just going to start committing to Surf anyway. Right, anything else I want to say on that? No, not really. Just that doing the Amnesia would have flipped the Venonat stats and made me faster. So he's going to block with Seal. And I'm going to try to paralyze the Seal here. And King Arthur has this thing where he's a hacker, and he gets freezes whenever he wants. Whenever, like, so King Arthur actually has a freeze button, like, wired onto his computer, and whenever the match is going badly for him, he's just, like, spamming that button, and he just gets free. Like, just whenever he wants, he gets it. So he goes back to Magmar, and I think he wants to be nice here. I think he wants to thaw me out, like, because we're homies. So he's like, okay, well, I'm sorry about that, dude. I'll just thaw you out. I'm going to play with you a little bit first, but he doesn't thaw me. He's capping. He's messing with me right now. He doesn't want to thaw me out. But he does want Magmar in as his lead for whatever I'm going to throw in next. So he kind of did that setup. So I go to Siege right here because I have to, and Magmar's here, right? And do I do a Surf or do I predict the Seal? He goes to Seal. I do Agility. Why did I do that? Oh, because I was slower than Magmar, and I could do it anyway, I guess, and I didn't know what his last was. So he goes Seal here, and I'm kind of faced with a situation. My last is Meowth, and I don't want to expose Licky Tongue or Meowth to damage because I need them. I really, really need them to win. So I'm faced where I have to, like, double edge this Seal forever, and he might have rest too. Actually, he does. I'll just spoil it right now. The Seal has rest, so I just have to hit my head against a wall basically until it rests, and then I can move from there because there's nowhere I really want to move from here. So yeah, he's going for it again. His freeze button must have come disconnected because he's going for it again. So I'm just gonna hurt myself a lot. And then he's going to predict the rest perfectly because, like, he also knew a crit was coming. Stop hacking. You just knew. I couldn't even predict his prediction on rest. So I couldn't even get the edge. I couldn't even switch something in. So he rests, and I'm like, okay, whatever, fine. I'll bring in the Licky Tongue now. Because I have to, right? So he's going to jump out right away. Because I think he knows that I'm bringing something in. Because he knows that I can't win with Seadra in that situation. So I just go ahead and tank up. And he goes to Onyx. Good move, man. Good move on that. Because I very well could have done Hyper Beam. He could have blocked me and exploded right away. I didn't want to do Hyper Beam, though, because I ultimately didn't have enough of a chance to kill that Venomat in one shot. So I just went for the Body Slam. And now I'm like, oh, crap. This Onyx, he's trying to blow up. That's his main goal. So now I got to sack something. And I can't sack my slept Pokemon, because his Venonat's still alive and well. He can just get another sleep powder on me. So I ultimately end up going with Seadra, despite Seadra being the best matchup against Magmar. But he's not he can't do anything against Seal. He's going to put it in Seal. I won't be able to get past Seal. So I get the paralysis, which is whatever, but he's going to blow up anyway. So I sack Seadra. He's going to kill me with Magmar, because Magmar's faster. And now I have to show Meowth, because I really can't expose Licky Tongue to a burn or a Confuse Ray. It's just a really bad matchup for Licky Tongue. So now I gotta show him my speedy ace in the hole here. And I have to go Body Slam, because I can't kill him with a Slash either. Like, I really want to try to paralyze him, but he's like, no, I'm not going to do that. He goes to Seal. And now I just gotta, whoa, hold on. Now whoa. I don't even remember I did that, but that was actually the play. Because I need Meowth to finish. Meowth has to finish. So he's going to put in Seal and Sleep. And this is my only opportunity. This is the only chance I'm going to get to tank up Licky Tongue ever. Right? So I may as well... if he's going to confuse me and make me hit myself, so be it. This is my only chance. So I bring in the Licky Tongue. Get my Swords Dance. I don't think I can... Wait, yeah, no, I can kill the Seal with a Hyper Beam, and I do. He's trying to freeze me again, dude, but your button came unplugged. Sorry. He's gonna go for the Fire Blast. I was more afraid of the Confuse Ray right there, and then the Fire Blast. But, you know, Magmar has a solid crit rate, and he has the burn chance, so maybe he was trying to save himself from dying right off the bat. But I was actually more afraid of the Confuse Ray, because it's just a demon, and I would have hit myself and then died. So, thank you. Thank you for the mercy. Oh, dude, yeah. I miss it. I miss the Hyper Beam, and I'm so mad about it, because now I don't think I can win. Don't fret. I mean, true, but I'm going to need a miracle. And I think that's ultimately what ends up happening. So I get a massive crit. I'm telling you, people, speedy Pokemon are ridiculous. They're just they're broken, because they can move first and their crit rate. It's like a double whammy. So I crit the Kadabra instantly. He wanted to sack it anyway, because he wants to paralyze the Meowth with the Venomoth or Venonat. And he does, and I'm like, oh well, good game. I'm gonna die now, because now I'm slower than your Magmar. You're gonna Confuse Ray me and then kill me. So I'm just womp womp. I'm mad. He gets his way, but speed, people. We're talking speed. We got to go fast. And I'm telling you, dude, I crit my way up the ladder. That's all. I just keep the critties. I just keep the critties for last. That's all I'm going to say. Oh yeah, 24. That's good enough. I did play one more match, but it was against a low rank, so who cares? We're just gonna leave that one out, and I don't want this video going like 30 minutes. This video is actually longer even than my random strategy guide, which was supposed to be the one that was long. So we're just gonna keep this at that. I might upload more of these in the near future, depending on how life goes. But anyway, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you to my subscribers. Thank you to my viewers. If you're watching this video and you're new, thank you for that. Really appreciate the love, really appreciate the support. I'll see you guys in the next video.